Hi, welcome back to Kalo Gamer. It's time for another Talking Hands video. Thought we'd talk about something a little bit different today. It's NEOGEO games, or should I say SNK games. NEOGEO games, yeah, maybe, on SEGA Saturn. There are a lot of NEOGEO games released on the Saturn. We decided to chop one original NEOGEO AS in for a Japanese SEGA Saturn years ago, obviously, when Saturn was released. I think I read somewhere that they were going to be porting a lot of the original NEOGEO games over to the Saturn, so but why not? Why not, you know? Just get them again on a new format and enjoy the new format as well. Obviously, all the Sega games, so I've always been a bit of a Sega nut. But yeah, let's talk about some NEOGEO games, or SNK games on the Sega Saturn. So first up, probably the first game that I bought for the Saturn that was a NEOGEO conversion was this one, and it's King of Fighters. Now, the box for this is a little bit tatty now these days. It's been sitting on the shelf. It's got bumped and dinked. This game, brilliant conversion on the Saturn. Use the ROM cartridge. This one here. Not a RAM cartridge, it's a ROM cartridge. It's actually got the program data stored on the cartridge. Really good conversion on the Saturn. Great game. Probably my favourite King of Fighters game, to be fair. Do own this on the AES as well. It's like a wrinkled box there, look at that. Yeah, do own this on the AES as well, still. No plans on getting rid of that. Love the AES, love the NEOGEO. But yeah, this is a really good conversion on the Saturn. Made use of the cartridge expansion, the ROM. Reduced the load times. Made it a really good conversion. Great CD quality music as well, obviously, on the Saturn. Red Book. The original NEOGEO chip tunes, to be fair, I do like the original NEOGEO chip tunes. So really, provided they produce the same quality sound as the NEOGEO did, you know, chip tunes wise, I'd have been quite happy with that, to be fair. But I think they used the NEOGEO CD soundtrack on this Saturn conversion. So that's the first game there for the Saturn I own. I've only ever got rid of one NEOGEO, or should I say SNK game for the Saturn, and that was Metal Slug, which I kind of regret, but I do own the MVS version. I also own the second game in that as well, series, the Metal Slug 2 and Metal Slug X on the MVS, so I don't really, you know, miss that as much. That's one of the reasons why I did actually sell the Saturn one. So I own the MVS version, I own the arcade version. So the second NEOGEO SNK game I remember buying for the Saturn back in the day was this one, Fatal Fury 3. Now this was a little bit of a disappointment for me because the frame rate was very choppy on it. Consistent frame rate on this one. They don't use the RAM card or a ROM card or anything, so obviously it was pared back a bit. I think it's missing a few frames of animation. It's got a bit of loading, but mainly it's the frame rate. It's like it almost runs at 30 frames. It's a little bit inconsistent. Why they've done that, it's beyond me. Surely the Saturn could have pulled that off. Maybe it was a bit early in the developer's life cycle. That other game, 95, was actually converted by the same team that converted the Sega Ages Outrun, Afterburner, Space Area 2, Returbo games for Sega. They converted that to King of Fighters 95. I do believe this was SNK that converted this one. So I think they should have used Returbo games, to be fair. But again, it's not awful. It's just it's a bit of a disappointment. And again, I've kept it, but so like King of Fighters 95 as well. King of Fighters 95. I've also got Fatal Fury 3 on the AES as well. So there's no real reason to you know, to keep the Saturn version, I suppose, apart from nostalgia, obviously, of owning it in the past. And brilliant game that is, super game. The next Neo Geo game that I remember buying for the Sega Saturn back in the day, I think was this one. King of Fighters 96. Again, really good conversion. This one uses the RAM card. Sorry, I put that there. This one uses a RAM card, the 1 meg RAM card. I believe it's not compatible with the 4 meg RAM card. Some of these games do work with the 4 meg RAM card, like the Sega one or the Capcom one. Generally, I always use the 1 meg RAM card for the SNK stuff because it tends to glitch with the 4 meg one. So again, this is a standalone game. Didn't buy this one with the RAM cards. I used the RAM card that came with another game that I got at the time. Recently, anyway. Back in the day, I bought it with a RAM card. I bought the cardboard box version of this, much like the King of Fighters 95. So, yeah. King of Fighters 96, really good game. Again, not my preferred King of Fighters. King of Fighters 95 and King of Fighters 98, sorry, are probably my preferred King of Fighters game. Much like Battlefield 3, 95 also got King of Fighters 96 on the AES as well, obviously because that's the way it is. So I bought them on the AES as well. The next game that I remember buying was, back in the day, was this one. Actually, I do believe it was probably a twin pack. I think it was actually. And so these are separate purchases. They're not the original ones around back in the day. And it was a Samurai Shodown collection, and it featured this game, Samurai Shodown 3. And it was the box version, so obviously you wouldn't have the inlay on the back then. But I'm glad to have the single release because you get the inlay on the back, which is what you're missing. There's the likes of King of Fighters 95. They don't put the inlay on the back of the box. Also, I'd say the case, the jewel case, it's actually part of the box. See, you got it on the back of the box there. See, it's all your details on the back of the box. So, but yeah, I'm glad to have that one. It's a standalone release, not a box set. Really good game, King of Fighters, sorry. Samurai Shodown 3. Part of that set also was Samurai Shodown 4, which is probably my favourite Samurai Shodown after the original. I do own these on AES. Well, I own Samurai Shodown 1 to 3 on the AES. I own 4 on the MVS, the original cartridge. But yeah, that's really good as well. Super conversion that uses the RAM card. Really good game. Again, I would like that on the AES, but it's a very expensive game on the AES, so I went with the MVS route. I believe the next game that I bought back then was this one. It's a Real Bad Fatal Fury. Now this is obviously a boxed version. It's the box. Again, it's in bad condition. It's a bit beaten. It wasn't perfect when I bought it. To be fair, this box, it's got a few dinks and dents in it, but it ain't bad for its age, condition for its age. And again, all the details on the back of the box, because they don't put them on the back of the case, do they? So, but again, really good conversion on the Saturn. Not a lot missing really. Great game. I do own this on the MVS. Brilliant game. A lot of fun. Again, hopefully I'll try and put a bit of footage of these games up on the left hand side here. Hopefully you've probably seen by now if there is any. But if not, I ain't bothered doing it. But yeah, great game, super game, well worth a play that. And what I do like about Neo Geo manuals on the Saturn over the AES, They're all in colour. SNK actually printed these manuals off in colour for the Saturn. Whereas if you got the AES versions, they're in black and white apart from the covers, which is, you know, it's a bit of a shame because it's great artwork on these games. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I've kept the Saturn versions. Love the artwork, love the books. Even the Neo CDs, manuals ain't in colour. They're in black and white. Only the outer covers are in colour, printed colour. But yeah, that one's real about Fatal Fury. The next one that I remember buying back in the day, and I think it was probably the last game that I bought for the Saturn that was a SNK conversion back in the day. And that was this one, King of Fighters 97. I remember going all the way to Console Concepts, I think it was, or was it Another World maybe in Stoke to buy this. I remember getting this, I think I got this roughly the same time that I bought Galaxy Force. Galaxy Force 2 in the same place. But yeah, this is a later version. Bought this one a few years back, probably 10 or so years ago. Started recollecting for the Saturn again. Brilliant artwork, love the artwork. I mean, it's the guy that's always done the Neo Geo artwork. He moved over to Capcom after, didn't he? His name is Shinki Army or something like that. Shigami. Did a lot of the Neo Geo AES artworks. It's a great artwork, really on it for the Neo Geo. Super stylish. And again, these are all in colour manuals. Nothing too fancy, obviously. Just nice to have them in colour. But again, I could probably get rid of all these Saturn games if I wanted to, because I've got them on either NVS or AES or Neo CD. But again, you could play any of these games through emulation. They're really easy to emulate these days if you want to just play on a little Android box. But I only own these because it's sort of like a nostalgia collection for me. More recent purchases over like old purchases from back in the day. These are ones that I bought a recent collection, as in like 10 years ago, not like 30 years ago. Were two games that I didn't have back in the day. One of them was real about Fatal Fury Special. Do I remember owning this one back in the day? Pretty sure I didn't. I wanted it, but I never got it. And then I ended up obviously playing different versions over different years, and then managed to pick this Saturn one up about 10 odd years ago. Really good conversion as well. It's RAM card compatible, as in I think it'll only work with a RAM card. I think that will work with a 4 and the 1 meg RAM card, I ain't quite sure. Again, brilliant graphics. I've actually got this on, if you can focus, actually got this on NVS as well, cartridge. Brilliant game, a lot of fun. Like I said, these manuals are all in colour. And it's great when you actually get the characters as well, and the movesets, the proper artwork. Amazing. It's a pity that the AES, they didn't really do colour manuals. I just found that rather strange. But it is what it is. I'll show you a manual in a minute. So I've got King of Fighters 96 and got 97 on MVS, 98 on MVS as well. Up to 2000. I think King of Fighters 2000 is the most modern cartridge version of the Neo Geo / MVS King of Fighters game that I own. I own Samurai Shodown 1 to 3. So this is Samurai Shodown 3. I still own 1 to 3 on the Neo Geo. 4's on the MVS. Never bothered getting 5. I used to own it on PS2. But I never bought it. I was going to buy one of them Repro cartridges. And the final Neo Geo slash MVS slash SNK game that I bought, I can remember, for the modern collection, not obviously my old collection, because I never owned this back in the day for the Saturn. I owned the Neo Geo World Heroes 2 back in the day, but I've never owned this one before. I managed to pick up World Heroes Perfect. That was, say, what, 10 odd years ago. And so it's got a spine card and all of, you know, the usual. It's a decent conversion. So I've actually played this through emulation. I've never played the MVS cart of this, or the AES cart. So it's very expensive, isn't it? World Heroes Perfect. Again, Saturn one. It's got some lovely artwork. Didn't really cost a lot, this Saturn version. It was alright. It's you know, it's the animation's cut back on it. I think maybe some of the backgrounds are probably a little bit cut back as well, but it still plays fine. I ain't sure if I should put a video up of this on my channel. I think I probably have, but just to get the manual, it was like worth a few quid. I think I only paid probably about 10 or 12 quid for this back when. Used to own World Heroes Jet. That ain't my preferred World Heroes. I still like World Heroes 2 the best. I've owned World Heroes 1, I've still got 2 on the AES, and I've owned World Heroes Jet on the AES as well. And I still always go back to World Heroes 2, still my favourite. That's World Heroes Perfect though. And it ain't a bad version on the Saturn. So yeah, it's only a bit of a short video, a bit of a chat. So I hope everyone's doing well, and that's me just waffling on about Neo Geo games, or SNK games, or MVS games, whatever you want to call them, on the Sega Saturn. Did own some for the PlayStation 1. I always found the Sega Saturn versions were just a little bit better, much like the Capcom conversions. But again, cheers a lot, and thank you very much for viewing. Ta-ta for now. Adios.